Take a second, take a listen. Oh yeah. Think the same, but we so different. Oh yeah. Just hear me out. You about to get a little one.
Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of A Little R&R Podcast.
It's your boy Vermont.
And I am Reese. Coming to you live and direct from another unsecluded location in the DMV area. Is this still something?
Did you say that again?
Coming to you from an unsecluded?
Undisclosed.
So remember I told you. I said, you've been saying unsecluded. And you said, no, I didn't. I said, okay. But when you said it, I was going to say that. Yeah.
So when you come on, you're supposed to talk after your intro.
Oh, sorry.
Wow.
I'm going to from this unsecluded location.
It does say unsecluded. Undisclosed location. But this is still considered the DMV. Undisclosed location in the DMV area. Tonight is going to be a night. Already.
Would you like to go ahead and introduce our cat?
You got it. I'm going to leave it to you, friend. You got it.
Oh, man.
Yes.
No.
Why?
I don't do the introductions. It's you.
Well, everyone that's watching us can see, and well, you've already heard if you're listening, we have a guest. It's our friend Q,
Yes.
who is a super supporter to the show from day one, and
An amazing person.
amazing person, a good friend, an amazing mother. She's a good mentor. Just so many things. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Right.
Thank you for having
It's been I always say this. I feel like
It's been a minute.
No, it's not been a minute, but it's been a long time coming that she's finally here.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've had.
I mean, it's been 2 years.
Yeah. Did I say 2 years? Yeah.
Oh, my God. I've been doing the show for 2 years?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
we've
went
been
by fast.
right, and we've been talking about when we talk about topics, we're like, we need a female perspective. We got to talk to Q. We got to talk to Moyatu. Da 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 da. So Q's here.
Yay.
It's been exciting.
Before we begin.
Violence. Violence. I already know. So let me go ahead on
Thank
record and apologize to Vermont because the last show that we had, I cut him off because I said that he cut me off when in fact he was right and I was wrong. So I apologize.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we can continue.
And this is the part that I love to listen to when I'm in my car. So I was hoping for the fight today, but clearly not going to get
It's
that.
not going to be a fight.
I mean, because he knew what he
Let it
did.
out, friend. What did he do to you?
He knew what he
Tell
did.
me what he did.
Well, if they listened to the last episode, they heard it.
I mean, I could plug it into this episode if need be. No?
Pause for the cause. Let's do it. I mean it.
Okay.
And welcome to another episode of A Little R&R Podcast.
It's your boy Vermont.
We're coming to you live and
Oh.
direct
Ooh.
from an undisclosed location in the DMV area.
That wasn't my part?
Sure. That's Vermont. I'm Reese.
You want to do it over with less of an attitude? And we'll go from there.
And we're here. We are here. So,
What has everyone been up to?
well, I have been I did some traveling. So my niece graduated. Shout out to Diajanique. She graduated from high school earlier this month. So I went home to Washington State to see that happen. And when I tell you that the whole trip, not the whole trip. So when I got to the airport and I had to fly from DCA to Philly and then Philly to Washington State. When I arrived in Philly and got on the plane, I was good. But from then on, I was like mentally documenting everything that happened because I knew that I was going to have to let it out here because it was a lot.
Oh.
So DC to Philly is like an hour, probably less than an hour.
Okay.
Plane ride. Get to Philly, we get on the plane, we're getting ready to go. I fall asleep because I fall asleep as soon as I get on the plane. Knocked out. I wake up and I'm thinking, because in my head I slept for like at least an hour. I'm like, okay, we an hour into the 4 hours that it takes to get to Washington State. No, we're still on, they call it tarmac.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? What does that stand for?
You don't know?
No.
I don't know either.
He's like, you in the airport.
Tarmac. Okay, but anyway.
Maybe it's just what they call it.
But what does it mean? Anyways,
You keep talking. I'll look something.
Material used for surfacing roads or other outdoors. So maybe that's what a runway or other time. Okay, whatever. So we're there. We did not leave for, I promise, like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So because of weather, and then they tried to reroute us. They needed more gas. It was just a lot. So finally we get out there. We get there. Everything is fine. Whatever. The trip was amazing. Got to see my mother. Got to see my sister. Got to see my niece. Got to see my nieces and nephews. My other nieces and nephews. My mother's husband. Good times. I'm getting ready. I go back to my hotel to get ready to come back. I get a text talking about, oh, your flight's been delayed. I was supposed to leave at 8:25 in the morning because I wanted to get back in enough time to be able to maybe hang out.
Mm-hmm.
No, my flight didn't leave. My new time was 11 something, 11:35, 11:45. Got to the airport, it was pushed to 12. So 30, 1 o'clock. Irritating. And this is what I'm gonna say to our listeners. I wrote some notes because I needed to remember.
Did you take this notebook when you was traveling?
I knew as soon as I got done. Actually, I did take it, but I didn't take notes. Don't do that.
I am so glad I get to
Well, I put it in my phone. I put it in my notes, but then I transcribed. So the one thing that I want to say is I think that airlines, like you have first class that sit in the front, families with children to sit in the back. All the way in the back by themselves. In a space.
Me and my kids belong in
No. You have
So what is that age? You want to stop attacking these people and their children because this is the second time you did this.
Right. And now we're here. And we can speak for ourselves.
Well, I think because your children are older, he's just going to talk about them at graduation.
Okay. So you're talking about the baby.
The baby.
Toddlers.
This lady was talking about, there is some song with avocado in it. I couldn't sleep because she kept singing this damn song to this child. And then the child kept singing the song. It was just too much. And I feel like they should have a designated spot. And it should
I think they do typically try to put them in the back, though.
No, because if they buy a seat, wherever they buy a seat.
If I pay for those 2 first classes for me and my child, we're going to sit here.
Oh, yeah. Right. Me and my baby's been in first class before, and they tore that thing up. You know, they bring that little basket. CJ and Desmond had every basket. I literally opened my eye and saw them, and I was like, man, I did. I promise. Yeah, and I was like, they ain't going to say that to me if I'm over here sleeping. I could not believe it. Snack packs, crumbs.
Listen, but that's I mean, they're older, but these kids, I was just like, that is so annoying.
So I've only experienced that one time, like the toddler, she just did not want to, she wanted to sit in her mom's lap the entire time. She didn't want to sit in the seat. So that's where her fussing came from. And you could tell like the mom was like kind of embarrassed, like, oh my God, but like, I get it. I mean, granted, it's annoying, you know, to others, but I kind of get it. Like, she just wants.
I'm not mad.
Because they don't understand the concept of what's going on. And I don't think that. And there's no class, no training that they can go to, you know.
But
like,
there's
no mommy and me plane ride class that maybe we should. Maybe
because
we
at
should
the end of the day,
one.
now you got, not all kids are like that. So now, let's just say me and my kids are calm. Now I gotta sit back there with all the rowdy kids because I have kids.
Yeah. There may be some kids that be like, okay, I'm fine.
And which a lot of kids really are, right?
And then I don't want that noise coming from the back. Like either way, it's going to be noise. It's going to be screaming. It's going to be crying.
In my aisle.
Like when we went to Thailand and like I swear, one child cried, it started a chain reaction.
Oh,
it was just this one lady and her 2 kids.
For that age group.
Maybe that's what it should be. A whole, like a small charter plane or something.
Not a charter.
That's like
they trying to put them on a crop duster.
At this point, I don't care what the plane is because I don't want to be on it. No. I just don't want to be on it. That's all.
But you can't avoid it, and it
very annoying.
I mean, they have tablets and stuff, but some kids they don't understand
This child in this avocado song was what got him through the flight, which kept me up through the flight.
Probably, yeah. But like,
I knew the words when I was getting off the damn plane. I was irritated.
You should have downloaded it. No, like Baby Shark.
No, sir.
I would have to ask what the song was. Like
I don't even remember. But she was, but it was like, and then it wasn't like she was. It wasn't like she was like. She was like, da da da, girl.
Did you say something?
I was just like,
they have headphones where this is playing.
Yes, and I still heard her. Yes, it was very frustrating. So that was on the way there. On the way back, it was me. So I always get a window seat. There was a gentleman next to me, middle seat, of course, and then the guy in the aisle. So the guy in the middle didn't speak good English. He was broken English. So he was trying to figure out what time we landed.
I was gonna say y'all had already said too much if you knew what language he spoke.
No, we were. So he was like, he was trying to figure out what time, and I was like, okay, we'll get there like 7, 8 o'clock. So then, y'all, this is what threw me. You know, I'm getting my snacks. I got my gummy bears, and I opened my gummy bears, and this man does this.
You lying.
Does this.
You lying.
And so, you know, I was like, what? He said,
oh, wow. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm not the flight attendant. I know I've been very helpful.
I was just like, so I gave him 2 gummy bears and called it a day.
And you're like a kid.
So that happened, and I was just like, okay. So he went to sleep or whatever, but then we get into the situation.
Sleep on the flight.
They were edibles.
Don't do that.
Are you sure you want these?
Don't do that.
Take 2.
You know what, sir? Here you go.
you won't ask for no more.
So then the guy on the end, he kept getting like yelled at by the flight attendant because his leg was in the aisle.
What airline was this?
Flying back was Alaska.
I've never.
He had his leg in the
like
aisle.
It sounded very spirited.
Don't do
It
that.
does.
It was very Alaska. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Like you said, somebody was getting yelled at. Oh, that's spirited. Sit your ass down.
No, she was like, sir, you need to move your leg out of the aisle.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. And so
You should have paid for the extra leg room.
Right.
right. So we
Well, if he can't afford gummy bears, you know,
No, this was the guy on the end. This was the guy on the end, not the guy in the middle. But so the guy on the end, you know, you have your armrest.
Mm-hmm.
The guy on the end, the guy in the middle was asleep. But he kind of like, you know how in your sleep you kind of adjust? So I feel like he adjusted and put his arms on both armrests. The guy on the end was like...
Oh, no, that's wrong,
And
because
move-
everybody know the middle seat gets both armrests because you're sitting in the middle. Yes, that is a rule. Google it. If you get the middle seat, just think about it. You got the window, so you got somewhere to rest. You got the aisle, so you got a little end. So the person in the middle seat gets both armrests. Because you have the most uncomfortable seat on the flight. That's like an unwritten rule. Really, it is. It's an unwritten rule. So normally, if somebody's in my middle seat, I'm like, sir, you got it. Because I got this whole wall that I'm about to be like.
Exactly, yeah. I can
The
see
aisle
that.
person has access and can put their leg out when the flight attendants aren't serving. So there you have it. Next time you're in the middle seat, you can tell your neighbor that both flight attendants and etiquette experts agree you should get both armrests.
Yes. I heard that
September of
before.
2021. It's 2022.
Hello.
I wasn't bothered because I hug the
Window.
window.
I have heard that is an unwritten rule.
Yeah,
makes
but,
sense.
but the man was not having it. He was like, "Sir, I'm gonna have this," and then he did what irritates my spirit. We're in the back of the plane, right?
Oof.
So the plane stops. He is jumping up now, and this is no offense. I have nothing against individuals with disabilities, but he had a little bit of a walk that gave me disability vibes. But he jumps up.
Wait.
He jumps up. No, let it go. Let it go. He jumps up and is waiting.
What would you do?
He's waiting. No,
Right,
he's waiting.
he's waiting. Okay.
Like, and so, but then there's a guy getting out. You know, it's by the time you get to the back of the plane, it's like 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Everybody's kind of going. So this guy is like, okay, come on, son. And his son was like maybe 5 or 6. I would have picked him up and kept it moving, but he was like, come on, the boy could walk.
Yeah.
He was like, come on, let's go.
Oh.
I said, oh, sir, you can't even walk straight. Like, for real? You don't
He had
want
a
to
son. He had a child with him.
No, not the guy. That,
Oh, he was rushing another.
yeah. And I was like,
It
that
wasn't
is,
his
and it was
child.
rude. I just thought that was very rude.
Were
So
they like this?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
You can
of
talk to a
course.
black family like that.
Oh,
Right. Oh, all of them were of the Caucasian persuasion. So I was just kind of like, just be patient. Like, we're getting out the
Not
plane.
you rushing my child.
Right. He was like,
Sit
come
back
on,
down.
let's go. And I was just like,
Sit
oh
back
my
down.
God.
Sit back down.
We would just
We're
sat
gonna
in the aisle.
wait until the plane is
Right.
clear.
We would just sat in the aisle and put on our backpacks with both
And
straps.
wait for everyone in front of us to sit back down because he's going to wait.
Yeah. So that was my flying experience. I was irritated.
Because if you was in a rush, you should have paid for a first class ticket, but your ass is sitting back here with us. So shut the fuck up and sit down. God knew to put you on that flight
With
without us and without our children. That's why we ain't got children. I would have cussed that man
Oh, I
out.
know I would.
Well, we
Not
know.
my babies.
Don't How you gonna rush a 5-year-old?
Right. That's what I said. It was just very rude and inconsiderate. And again,
And
you're in the back of the plane. Like, why did you jump up first to begin with?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you jumped up and didn't do anything. Now, if I was gonna jump up, I would have been trying to hightail it to the front, like move
Right.
around, like excuse
Right.
me. He wasn't even giving that.
what was the rush? Child?
Right.
You still gotta go. You still gotta get your bag.
Bags, exactly. And that's
Maybe
why.
he had a connected flight he was about to miss.
I got it.
The flight
But
was
we had
already.
already-
It was already
gone.
late.
Yeah, it was already late because we were 4 or 5 hours delayed.
Question: Did you make Coachella listen to our episode when you went home?
Yes, I did.
Which episode y'all listened to?
The last one.
Ooh.
Oh,
The last one, I had to cut it down
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was in the preacher's house. So I had to cut it down because
I keep forgetting that part. Y'all can't go listen in the car.
Right. That's why
she look. She's anticipating her time coming.
Okay,
on to the show.
good.
Oh, nice.
She's got a few words.
Ooh.
For who?
Ooh.
Her
Why
fave,
to
one of her
protect her
faves.
child
She can.
from the violence.
Because I can be up on here.
Don't put her in between
Coachella,
us.
I am here to protect the baby. That's why I'm sitting right in the middle.
Well, it's gonna be both of our moms, so it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, nice.
It'd be very interesting.
Yeah,
They just won't cry.
I don't think Coach ain't no crier. For real,
Demonda is.
is she?
Yes. She's so sensitive.
That's our number one fan. She listens to every episode. Well, I feel like she listens to every episode.
She does.
Does she watch us?
It
Hey,
depends.
Mama
Again,
Tawanda.
it all depends. She has logged onto YouTube to watch it, but
People
because
be acting like YouTube it was all, like, do I gotta pay? I was like, girl.
who asked that?
My mama. She's like, I don't know how. I said, okay.
Can I log in with my AOL account?
The shade is she got an AOL. No. She has a Hotmail. She has a Hotmail. She has a Hotmail.
Anything, Hotmail, AOL,
Wait a
Yahoo.
minute, Wait a minute.
You got Yahoo? What you
I
got?
do have a Yahoo.
Oh my God.
I have a Gmail.
Age.
I have a Gmail, but I still use my Yahoo.
When people
for
give
like-
out an AOL or a Hotmail account, I'm like, what the hell?
I don't give it out. I
What
just
you
keep it.
do? Then you just want to call them sir or ma'am because you know it's like,
I call everybody
old.
Sarah, ma'am.
yeah. It definitely gives off elder.
Okay, well, damn. All right.
So I had a similar experience, but not the same. Well, shit.
Right, because okay, go ahead.
So I was supposed to fly to Atlanta this past weekend,
Mm-hmm.
the weekend of Juneteenth weekend. I was
Mhm.
supposed to fly out. My flight was Thursday at 5. So get to the airport around 3-ish or whatever like that.
DC or BWO?
DCA.
Okay.
So get in, security, everything like that. First of all, the belt at TSA broke down, so they switched it over to another belt. But I was fine where I was at in line. Like, I was already about to go through. They was like, just move your stuff over here. One, the TSA girl tried them. She was like, those shoes over there. She was like, oh, these are cute. You're not getting these back. I said, ma'am.
Don't play with me.
She said, and they must have, ma'am.
You're doing a little too
I don't
much.
care how much of a federal job this is, ma'am.
You better federate your ass and body.
Facts. So I was like, okay, this is cute. I said, okay, I'm about to have a good time, get on this flight or whatever. I sat down at my gate and the flight to North Carolina canceled. They was like, I saw on the screen, I said, damn, it's rough out here for these people.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, oh fuck, like I've never had a canceled flight, so everybody up, they mad, this and that. I said,
Look.
Everybody start panicking.
look,
Look.
hate to be you.
Right.
So they got up, I said, ooh, a seat, sat down, canceled. Bitch.
To Atlanta?
Yes. So I'm just like, the fuck? Like, why is mine canceled? What did
Right.
I do wrong? But luckily, I hurried up and got in line with the other people. Like, I already seen how many people that was, so let me go. Got in line. I called, so I was in line for a minute, and I don't talk to other people. I just like listen to like what's going on. So the lady behind me talked to her very. Because I don't like that shit. So lady behind me, she calling in like talk to her husband, and it's canceled, and look at this line. Oh my God, it's so long. And she just complaining, and then you hear other people complaining and stuff like that. And I'm just standing there minding my business. Like, what the hell we gonna do? Like, I understand, like, people want to call somebody and just.
What are you in line for, though?
Right.
Customer service, like, because they had, like, rebook you. Well,
Oh, okay.
So they tell you to go to the line, but then the lady came around and passed out the thing to call.
Yeah.
So they didn't.
For future reference, as soon as you see stuff cancel around, you just call.
I didn't know.
Everybody's
This
in
is my
line,
first
so
time.
now you're okay.
Now, of course, I saved the little paper now,
Right.
but before, I didn't know. I'm going to
Who
get
are
in
you
line.
buying?
Right.
American.
Oh, okay. Damn. That's Spirit. It is giving Spirit.
The line
Cancellation is like.
Cancellation airline says Spirit.
That
But
wasn't
go
Alaska.
ahead.
But no shade. Spirit is not a bad airline, especially
I'm
in the
joking.
first.
I don't- yeah,
especially first class.
Spirit got first class?
Yes, baby. They got nice, comfortable seats. I don't know if they call it first class, but
So you sat up front.
bigger seats. Don't do that. It was definitely a
He sat
different.
up front and had the first board and
The
thing. So
A-list.
he talking about Spirit got man.
My pronouns are he, him, and his. I keep telling you.
Oh my
Spirit
god.
got a first class.
They do. Well, they have preferred.
What? Let me tell y'all something. If y'all, because y'all normally watch like me, they gonna Google something. They gonna do their research on
Because, but no, it's they have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4 sets of bigger seats. I don't
So
know.
how many times have you flown Spirit?
Once.
Oh.
It was only one time. It was.
You
It,
said
I, was
you had a
I was in a clutch.
He sound like a member.
No.
Like you got a bonus card.
Yeah, because when we normally get on, it'd be the big seats up front, and then normally
No, it was.
Spirit look like they give out a club
Literally,
card.
I'm telling you, what happened was I think I had a flight for Southwest and they canceled
my
it, and I
God.
got online and got a ticket with Spirit. That's what ended up happening.
So,
What options do you have?
let's see. Let's go to. They go to Aruba. Shut up.
Oh, now it's looking nice because
No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
That's a
Oh,
bumpy
yeah,
ride.
maybe they're just called front seats.
Savor,
big front
they have Savers Club and Standard. Maybe you was in a Savers Club.
It says,
I'm gonna
you know what? I'm done with you.
So
You got it.
I ended up calling or whatever like that. Like you said, you called. So I ended up calling. And it was like, oh, we see it's another flight that's leaving. It's connecting in Charlotte. It's actually delayed right now. So you have time to go down to the other gate to catch it. I'm like, okay, bet. Go ahead and rebook
Didn't
it.
these people just get canceled from Charlotte, though? The people that got canceled right before you?
It was a different gate,
Oh, okay.
different
Gotcha.
flight.
Okay.
I was like, okay, all right, bet. Like, I'm still gonna get out of here tonight. So I went from D to C.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I got my little luggage. Go down there,
Carry on.
got some food, because now I'm hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Sat down, canceled. I said, motherfucker.
Different airline?
No, it's still American.
Oh, okay.
Canceled. So I'm just like, hey, the hell?
So, it's something you didn't need to go.
I need to go. So I'm like, I need to get out of here tonight. Because it's still early. It's maybe, at this point, no. At this point, it's probably 6.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still early. I'm like, okay, it's just Atlanta. Like, I don't understand what the issue
I was
is.
giving a jump.
Right, you know what? At this point, I could have
What
drove.
was the issue?
Right.
Weather?
I don't know. So,
A lot of flights have
yeah,
been
so if you notice, like, on social media, a lot of
Well, I
flights
read
have been
that,
recently
yeah.
canceled. So I thought it was weather. So I looked up, like, weather, like, is it weather down south? So
Mhm.
it was thunderstorms, but they could have just delayed the shit. Like,
Yeah.
it all eventually all passed.
Right.
So I looked online. I saw Delta had a flight. So I'm like, okay, Delta hub is in Atlanta. This should be perfect.
Mhm.
That flight left within another hour.
Mhm.
So now I got to go from C down to gate B. I got my steps in this thing. You hear me? I know you need to go to DCA. I can tell you where you need to go.
DCA is that big.
Right,
So,
so-
yeah.
Went down there. I called, booked it, this, that, and the third, and no more than 5 minutes.
They canceled it?
Actually, no, they held out because this one got delayed, and when I looked it up, the flight to Atlanta was coming from Atlanta. So of course theirs was delayed, and I'm like, okay, because of the storm, they want to let that pass so they can get here and then turn around and go back. I would have probably got there at like 11:30 or whatever.
Mhm.
It was Thursday. I'm fine, good. I think at around 10 is when it canceled.
Mm-mm.
Oh, So you was literally.
You gave very
5, 6
calm when I
hours.
texted
I was calm.
Yeah.
Because like it wasn't anything. It wasn't like my seat got bumped. I was on a wait. It wasn't. It was just like okay. And I wasn't. And I'd rather get canceled at home than out of state.
Right.
So as soon as the last, I just called D. I was like, come. I was like, come get me.
Come pick
And
me
like,
up.
I can just go home. Like it wasn't. Nothing was lost in a sense. Like.
Right.
I didn't have to check a bag, so it wasn't like I had to go down there to get that. I'm glad I just had only carry-ons and everything like that. So I was just like, okay, come get me. And I just went downstairs, so. What? Why are you?
So you had a carry-on? What was your second piece?
What do you mean?
Because you could take a carry-on and a personal item?
Right, so I had the little rolling, and then I had like this small duffel.
Oh, okay.
You thought I had my bag?
You his what?
Because you know he has a bag, but mine has a what is it called?
You supposed to say fast. What's he gonna call it?
Go ahead, try me.
I thought he said it fast.
Try me.
It's essential.
Here comes tears. Jesus.
Every time he talks about my bag, he starts crying.
Why?
I don't know why.
Why you crying so hard, Frank?
See how he draws me? He draws me.
No.
I've been nothing but good time.
Ramon is back. Okay, you gotta see the bag.
Anyway,
Anyway,
me. It's here. It's here today.
oh, I didn't see it.
It's in my backpack. That's why I didn't need to. If I have my backpack, I can't have that on. That's too much going on at one time. So it's in my
I just wanted
backpack.
to know if you had it as your...
Yes, I did. I packed it.
You put it in one of your bags that you had?
Yes, I did.
Because, you know, the flight attendants be acting crazy about that. You can only, one time I had a fanny pack, a carry-on, and like a plastic bag from the mall, or not the mall, but the airport. They're like, you need to combine all that. I was just like, it's a bag. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
can
I
put
knew
all
I
this on my
wouldn't
lap.
need it at the airport itself. So I just packed it in the small duffel because it's set on top of my roll-on. So when I need to grab my ID, I could just reach in there and grab it or whatever like that. So
It's like a wallet. It's like a big wallet. So what's going on with you?
Nothing. Just works, being a good mother, taking the boys to and from, and back to and from. And that's really the details of what's going on. No flights.
No
just
flights?
ready. No, I haven't had any flights. No travel. Just work and mothering.
Well, that's exciting. So we brought you on today because you are a female. And me and Ramon, so I had wanted to talk about, I think a shift that I've seen in the way that women move, right? Like just in dating and just day to day. I think that it's like women are, I won't say that they're just now, but I feel like they've always been empowered, but they're really using their power now. And I just think it's a good thing. I'm all about it. But then I was talking specifically about how women seemingly in the dating world are doing things that are typically done by men. And so Ramon was like, well, we can't have that conversation.
absolutely not.
And I said, well, why not? And he said, because we're not women. I said, but we see it. You know what I mean? I still have an opinion. And so he was like, no. So.
I don't like the attitude you put on my voice.
It was no attitude.
It wasn't anything you get attitude.
Well, that was the conversation.
But
to my recollection.
But I feel as if you depicted me like having an attitude about the situation, and that wasn't
You
the case.
really did. You were like, no.
But you didn't even give the reason why I said no.
I
You
just
just going to
think-
leave
And
that
that's the
part
part I was
out.
waiting for.
Right.
Okay. He said because we're not women. I said
Oh, that was it. Okay.
No, it was more to it.
He said, well, go ahead. You're here.
Right. I'm right here.
Go ahead. You got it.
I
I
think you
paused.
can tell like
I
half of the
said,
story.
but wait, when I said, he said, I paused to allow you to.
I didn't want to interrupt your story. I just want to see everything you was going to say.
Well, I said what I said. So what's
And
up?
what you said was some bullshit.
Well, go ahead. You got it. You got it. This is half of your
I
platform,
loved it.
so you got it.
So my thing is, I said I didn't want to talk about it. One, because we're not women, so I don't want to speak on how women are interacting within their heterosexual or homosexual relationships itself. Because who are we? Like, and I said because when I see heterosexual people speak on homosexual relationships, I find an issue with that if there is no gay voice in the room to give their perspective.
But I feel like if that
So
conversation...
I don't. Heterosexual women can't speak on a gay man's relationship.
Why? They have an opinion from what they know.
Yeah, you can have your. I personally don't like it. You can have your opinion, but I don't like it because your opinion is biased. It's one sided. You're a heterosexual woman. How can you speak on a gay man's relationship?
Because of what you experience.
What are you experiencing? You're not in a gay man's relationship.
So
that's the part I do agree with. There are certain things that I think as a heterosexual woman that I just wouldn't be able to understand to even comment. I may try to assume and say, oh, this is probably what's happening, but then, somebody may look at that and be like, how does she know? Like, that ain't like you so far off because you're not speaking from
That's
experience.
why I don't like
so
it.
now it's solely opinionated. There's no fact.
and that's what I'm saying. It's all opinionated. I feel like being...
Yeah, all opinionated, but you do have some experience. So me talking about what y'all deal with dating is so opinionated.
What do you mean, y'all? What does that mean?
Y'all gay people now, but no, I'm talking about y'all too.
Allegedly.
No, but I'm just saying what you guys. See, I almost feel like a white person that says you people. No, I have black friends. I have gay friends. That's not what I meant. My best friend is gay. Like, trust me. That's
You
not what
see,
I'm
that's
saying.
why they can't speak on it.
That's my point. And wait, let me finish. But the minute I say something like that, as in you guys, now I'm being attacked, and I'm like, I that's not what I meant. It does leave a. I think from experience.
I don't think you necessarily have to speak from experience if you have some knowledge. Like, again, if you and I are friends, and you being a gay person, I being a straight person, if we have
change of things.
You keep trying to you.
See, I couldn't have said that. I got away.
Violent.
Because he could have went with the real narrative. He said he switched it around for the story. Oh, is that what we're doing?
You can't speak my truth. Okay, whatever. So, us being friends, if I share something with you, you have a perspective. It's from my perspective, but you have an opinion about that, right or wrong. So why?
I will, but I'll be like, Reese said, and I don't just go and be like, oh yeah, because I know gay people, blah 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 blah. No,
but I think that I have an opinion about, like I said, the way of the world right now. I feel like women are I won't say they're taking on a masculine role. They're doing what men have done for years, right? They're out here, in my opinion, they're out here dating.
And this is where the problem comes in, because I would be like, how can you speak for a woman?
I can
like
that's it.
But that's not necessarily it. Like, I would tell you, no, we've always been doing that. But
have
people
you?
just look at it, yes. So like today I had a conversation. I think women.
Okay.
So today somebody told
Not
me.
you arguing with a woman on her experience.
I'm not. No, it's your experience. Though. That's what I'm saying. It's your experience, though, right? But go ahead.
But I'm not gonna do a fight with my friends on air. When the lights fall
and the video goes down.
Right, the video goes down, and our lights are cut. But somebody said today, and it's just so ironic we're having this conversation, and a male friend said to me today, he felt like successful women are single because we chose our careers over relationships. And I was like, that is not the damn case. Like, so just the fact that a man would say, oh, because you're successful and single, the narrative is just that, oh yeah, I chose to focus on my career. That's not the case at all.
But what if that's his experience? What if the women that he has come in contact with...
Say that. But don't just say, because now you put us all into this box, and then you may see him like, oh yeah, Q did a damn thing. She's retiring, but damn, it would have been so much better if she would have just focused on relationships too. You can't just automatically throw me into that because I am single and successful.
But is he not entitled to his opinion?
He definitely is. Okay. But again, don't say successful women. I'm struggling with that word because I got these braces. But don't say women that are really out there getting after it. It's just because, we chose to focus on our career before relationships, and
it's a deflection. Like, sir, what have you been doing?
I think that's
wrong. Why can't you find a successful woman to be in a relationship with?
I think that is his opinion, and he's entitled to it. Now, is it right?
I agree.
Of course not.
Yeah,
I don't think that, because no one individual of any race, color, sexual whatever can speak for the entire
Right.
group.
So
right?
you're entitled to your opinion. I'm just going to correct you and tell you why you shouldn't probably ever repeat that to another female.
Okay,
Especially
and that's
somebody
respect.
that's successful, because it's just like,
Is it
hold on,
respect
sir,
or is he
no.
like, no? Like,
No, I
that's how
respect what she's
that's how
saying. I
feel.
respect the fact that she's saying that she would correct him. I get that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I just felt like, going back to the conversation that we had, not that I can speak from a woman's perspective, but again, I can speak from what I've seen. What I've experienced with the female friends or family members that I have, and what I've seen them go through, or what they've shared with me, that's the perspective that I'm speaking from. I'm not saying that it's all, I'm not saying all women are, but it just seems very different. Like, in growing up and seeing my female friends, or just in the public eye, women weren't as, to me, aggressive. Like, in the way, in dating, like, it seems like they're just very like, nigga, move. I'm on to the next. Like, it's very, that's what men typically do. And now I see it more. And I don't know why. Why is it that I'm seeing it more now? I don't know. But it seems like the times have just changed, in my opinion.
I think it's publicized more. So now you have social media, you have TV, you got reality TV. Again, I think a lot of this stuff was already happening. It just wasn't every time you pick up your phone and scroll through social media.
That's true.
Now you're seeing it and you're hearing about it, and somebody's making a meme and doing a quote, and it's just like all of that. But that's just the narrative that's put out there. But is it really something new, or now it's just?
I mean, it's not the first time a girl didn't date about 2 or 3 guys at one time, come in the house from one date, change her clothes, and go on to the next date. Like, it's not unheard of, but like you were saying, like, it's social media, like, that puts it out there that, in a sense, I want to say, like, glorifies it versus the men doing it and everything like that. But it's been there.
I'm sure that it's been there, but like you said, I think that maybe the glorifying of it just makes it look different to me, from my perspective. It just looks different. And I wanted to speak on it, but my friend told me that I couldn't until a woman was here. So now that you're here, I said what I said. No, but so you
And
feel
then but you also want to talk about, like, the history of it, and I said, well, I can't discuss that either, but like,
but females like you.
But and again, and like I said all the females in which I know have always been on a grind. They've always done what they needed to do for them, and if a man was there, he was there. If he wasn't, he wasn't. It wasn't going to stop whatever they needed to get done. So just like it's nothing new to me in a sense. Like, they've always, did what they did. And if the man came along, he came along. Either he got on board with what was already going on, or he didn't.
And that's another thing too, because I think so many guys are intimidated by our strength or independence. And it's not that we want to be independent. We really feel like we have to be. Because if you look at the statistic, there's a pretty good chance, if you're a black woman, this is going to be unpopular opinion, dating a black man, you're like, that relationship probably ain't going to be forever. If you have kids with, you're most likely going to be a single mother. So when you look at that, the way the world is going now, and gas prices and everything is so high, the average household needs 2 incomes. No, I'm just saying, but when you think about it, so I have to be on my grind to create that 2-income
I want a third income
household
to fill
that
up my
I
car.
don't have a man to do. So it's kind of like, I can't sit around and say, oh, well, let me fall back now that I got a man, and let me just, not be this and not do that and not get this education, because honestly, I don't know that you're going to be here forever. So I have to be on my grind, but not so much to where I just dominate everything and I don't let you be a man. I want you to step up. We were talking today, and somebody was like, okay, like 80% of homeless people are like black males. It was just like a ridiculous number. But I said, hell, it would be higher than that, because a lot of us are housing homeless men because they're in our houses and they just ain't doing a damn thing. So they're not. No, I love y'all. What's the real? I'm gonna give y'all the real.
Shit.
You are an argument away from being homeless, because it's like, look, y'all, listen. I'm just saying, it is the truth. Like, women, we put up with so much, and we do it because we have to, not because we want to. I would love to have a man come in and say, I got it, I'll take care of everything. I saw my parents together 35 years. My mother raised 7 kids. My father went to work. So it's not like I wasn't even raised to be no independent woman like that. I wanted to be like my mother. I wanted to take care of my house, cook my husband a good meal, and do all those things, and laundry, and just take care of the house and let him do that. I just never had that. I I am 43 years old. Never been in a full 2-income household.
Mm.
I have kids. I got 2 kids. I've been married before for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we do it because we have to, not because we're just out there and I'm this independent woman and I don't need no man. No, I know I need a man. I want a man. But then I can sit my ass down.
Do you
and
feel
take a
like
break.
you feel like you have to dumb yourself down?
No, I don't.
No.
No.
Okay.
Because the right man
I
appreciates
ain't.
you for what you are.
Yeah.
I respect that. No, I'm just asking, like, because I feel like with the talk of being so strong, it's because you have to. Then
Right.
it's like, okay, so, and I guess that makes sense. If you want the type of man that you desire, isn't going to be
Right.
Exactly.
moved by you being who you are.
I will say this. I don't feel like I have to dumb myself down, but I do think I have to kind of release some of my independence in a relationship.
Mhm.
So certain things like, you know, now I live by myself. I do everything. I'm taking out the trash. I'm working on the car. I'm doing, you know, but now you get into a relationship and it's like, oh yeah, hon, can you take out the trash? Oh, you got it. Oh, you'll take care of this. And it's certain things that you're just a little bit submissive to say, I'll let the man take the lead or take control.
Mhm.
I can fall back and I don't have to do everything. Versus I was taking care of this before you got here and I got it now that you're here. I do that. I don't think it's a dumb down, but I do think it's like, okay, let me just fall back a little and let him take lead and do some of those things that men just generally or typically just like to do.
Like I know some women that don't cook and their men do all the cooking.
Yeah.
Because they just bad
and I don't
cooks.
see that being an issue because cooking ain't a woman's job.
So you don't subscribe to gender norms as far as what men men and women should or should not be doing.
So my face was like, well, damn. No, it's not. So that's where I'm torn because of the way I was raised and what I saw my mother do.
Mhm.
I naturally have that kind of spirit, but I definitely don't think there is I'm in here cooking because it's my job.
Mm.
I'm cooking because I love to do it for my man. There's certain things that I just appreciate doing, and I was just kind of raised in that environment. So that's the example that I had.
Right.
But I definitely don't look at it as, women should be in the kitchen and men should. I know a lot of women that are, because of either their degrees or their background, they're just like, okay, we got young kids. My earning potential is higher. I'm going to go to work, and I'm okay with my husband staying at home,
Mhm.
taking care of the kids.
A lot
Other
of things
men are
have
not
changed.
comfortable with that.
Yeah, a lot of things have
But
changed.
to me, it should be whatever works for your household.
Absolutely.
If that works for your household, girl, have at it. Because he going to be homeless if the shit don't work out. Beware. No, I'm joking about that part. But to me, I think that is okay as long as you're contributing. There's a difference when I'm going out here getting after it. I'm taking care of these kids. I'm doing my job and your job. And you're just dropping
Just
me off at
there.
work, riding around in my car all day,
Oh
burning up gas.
no, they still do that.
I couldn't tell you.
Oh.
I don't know.
I
That has not been
hold
my
on.
experience. That has not been my experience, but
Okay, so switching the conversation a little bit because we've talked about this before, Ramon and I.
Mhm.
When it comes to the heterosexual cisgendered female, right? Do you feel like it is necessary that when you have a friend that is same gender loving, male or female, coming to your space or an event, right? Do you feel like it's necessary to announce that to the guests?
you gonna put me on.
That's I'm because we had this
I've done
conversation.
it, so we're gonna be as transparent as possible. So I'll use you as an example.
Mhm.
I know my family. Y'all black families, we know our families.
Mhm.
So when my family first met Reese, I pulled everybody together. Look. I need y'all to get it together. Reese is coming over. I need y'all to know he ain't interested in you, but he might like you. So take that.
Chris, yeah, whole family me because of you.
And look, and he's bringing his friends.
No. But so the thing is, I felt like that is to protect my friends because I can't speak for what somebody else does. I can't account for what somebody else's behavior is. So in that setting, because it was my entire family, we don't all live together every day. So I don't know what they experience in their life. And everybody else is like, you had to pull us aside and say that. I was like, well, shit, I didn't know, so I said it.
Right.
Because I did not know. I think from that experience, I was like, maybe that was a little bit unnecessary. But
I mean,
my
what if
family
somebody was
like,
homophobic or felt uncomfortable?
but then Reese got in and was like, hey, like, fuck. He was all everybody, hey, Reese, how you
It was
doing?
all that. I was like,
Hey, Reese.
hi.
Right, and we talk about what's up. How you doing? Yeah, what's up? How you doing, bro? It's like,
You're like, this the one? This
oh, not him. Oh, the other one.
It's gotta be another one.
No, not
There's
him.
another one coming.
that's him. No, so I bring that up because Hugh and I are friends, so we've had this conversation, and because, like I said, we have had the experience. I get it, but I feel like I understand why. I get the why. At the same time, I feel like it kind of sets a tone for when people do meet me. Like, take your family out of the equation, just in general, for someone to say, oh, Reese is coming and, he likes God.
I've only done it with my family. I've never felt the need to do that in any other setting.
Okay.
But again, my family, we like to joke, we like to crack. And one thing my father, God rest his soul, one thing he always said, that nigga got a little sugar in his tank. And that was always his thing. And I know my brothers, I would hate for them to be like, Reese was cool, but I think that nigga got a little sugar in his tank. You may not know. And I'm like, no, y'all, this
Girl, it's equal. It's not sugar.
I'm just saying. It's Steva. I don't know. Or Stevia. What's it called? Whatever. But I'm just
He's
saying.
not raw sugar.
I had a little sweetener in there. But the thing is, I just know how
If
we
I
were
would have heard that
raised.
term, my God,
And my
that is so
father was-
old school.
It is. But again, my father.
Right.
So he was very raw, cutthroat. So I was just like, let me just let them, just in case, because I don't want nobody to say nothing the wrong way or something's taken out of context, just whatever. And it was unnecessary, and everybody was just cool, and it was just no big deal.
And yeah, meeting your family, being around them, it's never been an issue.
But I never even thought about how you would. Like, I didn't even think about that
Until
part.
I feel like when we had the conversation, and like I said, I'll say it again. I think that for me, I don't necessarily need that preface. Like, I don't need. I feel like I show up as I am, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Typically, I don't think that people people dislike me because of who I may sleep with. It's something else. Like, he has a nasty attitude or he got a smart mouth. It's not, because I'm not the one that's trying to talk to nobody and I'm not looking at nobody too long. That's one thing I don't do.
Yeah.
So
I make everybody drink so they like me. They don't care what I do.
right, pretty much.
That they do.
But doesn't that get on your nerves when you're like, I want to just be in a space and it's not, Ramon, can you make me a drink? Can you make me a drink? Can you make me a
It
drink?
depends on who it is.
Right. Clearly.
It depends on who it is. Because I honestly, I don't mind, but at a certain point, it depends on who it is. Like,
when
at
Ramon
this point, I think I need you. I think I need you to stop.
I think that Ramon, when I'd be like, Ramon, can you make, what do you want, Reese? I'd be like, oh, never
You be
mind.
like, water.
I'll make it. I'll make it. I'm good.
Yeah.
I just need some pointers
What you mean?
on what you want.
Oh. No,
Like, if
I
you just tell me, make you something like, so how do you feel today?
Right.
Like, do you want vodka? Do you want tequila? Do you want something bourbon? Like, if you like, Ramon, can you make me something with dark? And I'm like, okay. Like, I know where to start it. Be like, can you make me? Okay.
I got you. That makes sense. So, with regard to, again, the whole having homosexuals as friends, why don't you hook me up
With
someone?
you know.
She said with. She said with.
I just wanted to hear that.
No, I'm joking.
You the only one she got?
And you?
Oh, sure.
The guys, like, I don't think she has any.
No, but I don't think it's for. It's not for any kind of reason. Like, yeah, reason.
No,
I'm
I'm totally joking.
Yeah.
I think that, so what's crazy is when I do meet, like, the female friends that I have, when I do meet guys, like, straight guys that are cool or down to earth, I'll be like, dang, that would be a good fit. But I'm not a hookup type of person.
Yeah.
Because if it
I
goes
try.
left, I don't
It
want no
went
parts.
left every time I try.
don't
Yeah,
want
I think
no
that's the
parts.
thing. Like, if it go left, don't.
I don't want no parts. Like, I did put A and B.
Yes, you're right. I did that once, and I was like, I just don't want to have nothing to do with it, so y'all can date. I don't want to know if it's going good, bad, or indifferent.
Right.
Once it's done, I don't need to know. Don't need
I
to
don't
keep me
want no
updated.
If that nigga end up homeless in your house.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna come
That
over
could be
and-
the new thing. Homeless in your house. Homeless. Y'all know it's some homeless. Yeah, they out there.
They are.
They out
That's
there with
so
shelter for the
unfortunate.
night.
That's so unfortunate. Because that's a real thing.
It is a real. I said it was a real thing.
It's a real thing. Like I'm sitting here thinking and processing. I'm like,
Yes, it is a real
Oh my
thing.
goodness. I am
And it
so
said
sorry.
was it's a real thing in heterosexual and homosexual relationships.
Oh, yeah.
you think so in homosexual relationships?
Absolutely.
Yeah. To me, why not?
Nothing
It's
changed.
some
How do
homeless
you
women that
think? You think about homosexual?
see.
Because you felt that one.
I got a little too comfortable with my homosexual friends. I'm sorry. I don't know what they do in the gay household.
Because nothing
Oh,
changes. Nothing changes.
Yeah, but
just the
and that's
person
the
that you
way
like
I
next
look
to
at
it.
it, right?
I
Because
agree.
it's men and women, so you can't even. It's probably some homeless women staying in people's house, but at the end of the day, it's somebody.
It probably is.
Somebody not contributing.
Mm.
But if it works for your household,
Right.
But does it? Because to me,
It
I think
has
at
to.
that point,
it
has to. I think that somebody's settling.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lay up with nobody that's just laying up. Like I'm good.
And you know what the funny thing is, like when you watch like movies and everything like that, and you look at the wife that's the homemaker that doesn't work, and the husband has this amazing job and everything like that, but as soon as it goes left, what? She ain't shit. He's
Right.
kicking her out.
And she ain't got
She
nothing
ain't got
to
no
fall
money,
back
no
on.
credit cards.
Right.
Everything is cut off, and she doesn't know what to do, and she got to pick up her life.
But to
You know
my
what I mean?
point,
Women ain't putting themselves in that position these days.
exactly. I feel like now that's different. These women, like
They're
I feel
going
like,
for those
It's a
CEO,
different
those
generation.
CEO positions. They want those.
well, not
high-paying
even
jobs
just
and
that.
everything
I feel
that.
like these women that are staying at home are stashing money. With that is something that
Yeah,
I learned
yeah.
from a single woman. It was a friend of mine. His mother was just like, if you're gonna be out here dating people, and you need to be ensuring that you're taking care of it. And this is when I was really, really young. When I was,
So you weren't supposed to hear this conversation.
which mean
You said really, really young.
I was no. I was young, like 18, 19, 20. I was young, but
So
she
a few
was.
decades ago.
What do you know? What, no.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of A Little R&R Podcast.
A decade is 10 years.
I don't give up.
You said a few, friends.
Right.
That's
Like you
at
tried
least
it.
That's a few.
Right.
3 is a few.
3 is a few.
Right.
He said I was 20, and then you said a few decades ago. So now that's about 50. I'm just about for my bad. You know, I'm good with them numbers, friend. But I
You
know-
got it, Ramon. Go ahead.
So what did you hear back in the 80s?
And this is why.
Oh my God!
Nasty.
What did you hear in the
Nasty.
In the 1980s, what was the woman preaching?
No, but she told me, like, she was like,
Why
If
did that
you're gonna
sound
be-
so bad?
because he's,
But why did it sound so
'Cause it
bad?
wasn't the 80s,
I grew up in the 80s.
we were young in the 80s.
No, that's no we.
You know what?
We my ass. I was not.
Oh, we in petty?
I was not there for
I'm
that
almost
discussion.
done, so I'm good. Y'all got it. Go ahead.
No, what other questions you have?
This is a really good cocktail.
Oh my god.
Oh, now he want to be in his feelings.
Mm.
After he corrected my my words last episode,
I didn't do it this time.
you didn't have a chance to.
I did.
When?
Okay.
What word?
We'll rewind it back.
What word?
We'll rewind
Say
it
it now.
We'll rewind
Say
it
the
back.
word.
Say the word. No, but no, she did. So she had basically was like, to me, it was gold digger type shit. Like, make sure that if
Now,
you're
women
doing-
were called gold diggers.
if you're out here getting, but that's to me, that's
But
what she
this
was
is the
telling
thing,
me.
though. So
Like,
how you compensated for staying at home, taking care of the kids, cooking, doing everything so you can go out and be successful in your life? Because if things don't work out, I don't want to feel like I have to say it. So how is a woman compensating?
well, to me,
that?
for
Love?
me, that's not the same perspective. I don't think like she was. This particular individual was working, and it wasn't that. Like, it wasn't like she was at stay at home. I don't think she was married at the time, honestly.
Oh yeah, so you're just talking about somebody that's
Just out here dating and making sure that she's, if we're using the word compensated for her time is what I felt like.
oh yeah, I don't know, yeah.
And I was just like, wow, okay, is this what we're supposed to do? And I was just like,
I mean, was she getting like food, like dates and everything like that,
oh,
or
yeah,
access?
yeah.
So what
I mean, you're a fine
man.
man that'll pay for stuff and want to do stuff for you.
Yeah, but
like, if you're
nowadays
dating.
guys said he was trying to do that.
Stuff is high. I want to do stuff for myself.
But when we go out on a date, do y'all feel like the man should pay, the woman should pay?
Well, for us, there's a little difference too.
I
Now.
know. Yeah, and that's I've asked Reese that before.
And what do you say?
Whoever invites is the person that should pay.
Reese is a little. I don't trust him because then if he don't like the
Trust.
date, because yours is a little skewed.
Right? Because we not. It is, but. And
Do you want to take the seat?
No,
Is it going to be a little R and Q?
No, Q and R actually.
Thank you.
I didn't mean like that. Okay, never mind.
No,
I lost
we're
my
here.
point that I was trying to make.
Why do you think it's skewed? Because this is my perspective on dating. Going on date. If I ask, I'm prepared to pay.
I agree with that though.
Now-
I think that that's appropriate.
If the date is bad,
He'll pay.
I'm paying.
So
Because I don't want no...
If the date is bad, we are paying.
No, I'm paying.
Okay.
I will pay for
in
a
the
bad date.
heterosexual community, we're paying.
He'll
And my community, we're paying. For me and my people, we are paying. Because I'm just like you. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, well, I bought you dinner. You never gonna be able to say that. But as a woman, I'm not paying for no man. Like we came out, we had a bad experience. I'm not paying for you to eat.
Shit.
Wait,
So when did you pay?
the homeless ass.
You're already homeless. I'm not paying for your meal.
You always in somebody else's house, and now you want me to feed you? No, I'm playing, but that's the part. Like I'm not
So when do you pay?
me.
That was a strong never.
No, So honestly, with me, I've always been the type if a man invites me on a date and we go out and I'm like, oh, you want us to split it? And then if he says no, then I'm like, okay, but like dating, I will lead and say that, do you want to split it? I'll never say, oh,
Do
I
you
got
fake
it.
look for your card and stuff?
Oh, no. I have my shit ready because I really be prepared to split it. Like, I'm good with, we are just on a date. Like, you ain't my man, I ain't yours. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, sir, I got it. Oh, hell no, I ain't saying all that. Now, we're together. I may have it today. You may have it tomorrow. You know, we're already together. But dating? You want my card for my man? Split it, my 2 chains. 2 chains. Split that shit dead in the
You
middle.
okay, friend?
Wait.
Did you not know this?
I didn't know that. I was going to say
Oh
split it,
my
but he had 2
God.
drinks and I had 1. I didn't eat the appetizer. I'm allergic to shellfish.
Wait,
I
so
didn't have that.
me and Q just went to eat the other day.
And you paid.
No, when it comes to Reese, no.
No, I'm just saying, I just remember she was like, let me see, did he put your drink on there? But she was just making sure that he didn't charge both of us for the drink. But I was like, girl, I was coming up the stairs. She was like, you want a drink? I said, no. So I get to the table. She was like, I ordered you a drink. I was like, well, shit, I'll drink it. Like, I'm good. But it wasn't
then-
on the strength of I needed her to pay for it. But I
But
got
I
her
did
for it.
ask him. I was like, did he charge you for your drink? But he probably thought I was like, why ain't you paying for this drink and why am I paying for it? But I knew I
And
ordered
I was
it.
like,
But he didn't look at me like that. And I was like, calm down. I just went to the next store. He didn't put it
look, I got it. I
on
can pay these $11,
I
girl.
I got it because I'm heterosexual, but
I am woman, bitch. I can pay for me and you if I want to. We gonna split this drink, put 6 on
no,
his
but
and
I
6
really
on
just
mine.
wanted to make sure.
No, I
but
know.
like when it comes to me and Reese's friendship, I don't look at it like if I'm with Reese here, I got it. I'm paying for it.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
don't be like, Reese, what did you
But
buy?
chivalry isn't dead. Like, if I went out with one of my female friends, like, I would pay. You know what I mean? Like, it is.
We go out
I
enough
don't
to where
have
it's
that
a back and forth
expectation.
thing.
Yeah. And
Now,
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's it's different.
Yeah.
In a friendship, I think it's
Yeah.
completely different than in a relationship.
Because I definitely wouldn't have an expectation that every time I hang out with my male friends, and not somebody I'm dating, that, oh, they always going to take the bill because I'm a female. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So how do you feel about, like, what in your mind, what do you think it looks like in a gay relationship as far as do you feel like there is,
I feel like y'all men have been stuffing. I'm like, damn, they can hit each other. Shit.
and that's
It's too
legit.
bad. Can they fight?
I feel
I
like,
fake look for my card when I would do.
do
You
you?
like
Baby, do you?
shoulders, chest, hands, shoes.
He called me one time.
Remember me in his bed, like,
Since the bill
let
come.
people out chopsticks.
Right. Then he be like, oh no, I know where it's at. Give me your bag. I know where it's at. You got it in that little wallet.
He be like, here go. I'm like, And he be like, you want to pay for it? I said, but you did it so fast. You did it so
Which
fast.
are,
Right.
in the,
a whole but I mean, there are times I have paid or paid for food and everything like that. But when you grab, I'm like, you did it so fast, man. I didn't even have a chance.
No, so I can answer the same thing. Do y'all feel like in a heterosexual relationship, the man should be paying?
I do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, yeah.
Really?
Only because I look at it when I think of a heterosexual relationship. I look at like my friends. My mom, my grandmother, some like
what I grew up
you better
on,
pay for them.
Yeah, what I grew up on was men. That's what they did.
With elders, yes, but like in this generation of folks, you really.
But if I don't know you,
and
you just if I just look at a random couple across, I'm like she can pay. She can pay. But if you like somebody I know, you better pay for my friend.
We give our
friends passes. You better pay for my friend.
I look at it
she asks for.
In general, I think that I don't think that men should necessarily pay, but I just think it's so weird to ask a woman to pay for half of something. Like a woman that you're dating or with or trying to date. That's weird to me.
In this new age, they're not scared to ask.
No.
So are we going Dutch? How do you want this to go?
To me, that would be like okay.
If we're just dating and getting to know each other,
I don't want that. So when I look at a heterosexual situation, I feel like that says something.
Some women say if I gotta pay, I'm done. Like if we go on a first date and he don't offer to pay for everything, ain't gonna be no second date.
But
some women feel that way.
I kind of agree with that.
Really?
I do.
But then there's also, at what extent am I paying? Like, you decide you want to eat this, you want to eat this, you want to eat this, you want to drink this and drink.
Did y'all see? It was somebody who she had went out on the first date with this guy. They went on a date, and he asked her out and was like, "Hey, do you want to go get something to eat or something?" And then she was like, before she got there, he had ordered, and he had told her, "Come out with me to have drinks. First drink is on me."
Mm-hmm.
Then he had ordered food before they got there, and because he paid for the food, when the drinks came out, he was like, "Well, you got the food. You got the drinks because I had the food." But he ordered food for him and then offered her some. So then she was like, "No, I don't have the drinks because, sir, you said
you asked me out and
you asked me out and you said the drinks on you." He was like, "Yeah, but I paid for the food." She said, "No, you paid for your food.
No,
you ordered food and offered me some of your food."
Mm-hmm.
And like literally, they was kind of going back and forth. And I was like, "What?
Yeah, that's
how are these wired these days?" But is it that serious though?
Yeah.
And I think that maybe because of the independence of today's woman, or
but that's the thing they got is why is it called independent? Why men ain't called independent?
That's a good one.
I just don't understand why women just gotta get labeled with damn. I got a job. That's all it is. I got the same thing you have. I pay my bills. I take care of my responsibility. I take care of my kids. It is what it is.
I agree.
But if I'm independent, who was I dependent on before? That now I'm independent.
Right.
That's
a good question.
And it's two things. Like, it's independence of women, and then you also have, like, the city girls as well. So,
and maybe that's your confusion because you don't necessarily know
like, the mentality of it. Like, you gotta fly me out. You gotta buy me bags. You gotta take me to nice restaurants. You know what I mean? So, it's... They're probably trying to wrap their head around which kind of female am I.
I really think, men, when you sit down with a woman, and I think within that first date, you are going to find out
honestly before you even get to the first date or not.
Right. There's going to be some conversation where you're right up front, you're going to know what kind of woman you're dealing with. And then you make your decision from there. But this is the other issue. Guys act like they have an issue with that, but that's what they're attracted to. Those are the women that they're really going after. You knew she wanted to get flued out. You could tell by the length of her lashes she was going to have to get flued out.
Facts.
Like, there's certain things, and I did not just trying to say, "Oh yeah, you wear long lashes." That's not what I'm saying. It was a joke. But what I'm saying is there are certain things about some women that you can tell.
She said period after every
sentence. And having a conversation, you can already tell that what she's going to be on. So if not, find that out in the conversation before y'all start going out. Instead of now you're here and she's like, "Well, I thought you was going to do da 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 da," and it's like, "Well, I was hoping this is our first date." I fully respect a man saying, "This is our first date. How about we just go and see where it goes, see if we like each other?" Because if a man is out here dating, I can't imagine that you're out here dating and you paying for 2-3 women dating, trying to figure out what he want to do with the rest of his life. Because we're all entitled to do that. That's minimum. A lot of money.
A date. 150 minimum a date.
You don't belong to anybody, but you're out here trying to find that person. And
I get it. I respect it.
I can respect it.
I feel like for me, again, I across the board, gay, straight, bi, whatever. if you're invested enough to ask someone out on a date, I think it's not your responsibility, but I think you should be ready to be able to pay.
But if I have the conversation with you that this is our first date, do you mind if we split the
I
check?
understand.
I
And
respect
again,
that.
I think
the man
that
saying that.
I always say you can't have expectations without a conversation.
Right.
Mhm.
So I think that if that's the conversation,
Yeah.
then yes. But I think for me, just being who I am, if I ask someone out, then I am in this position today. And if you ask me out, I'm still in a position to pay if I need to. And if it looks like you don't know what you want to do, or say less.
And honestly, like,
yeah, but
if-
that's even too much awkwardness when y'all can just define what it's going to be going into it. I don't like the awkwardness of, who I'm paying the bill, just still been sitting there like, you know what I mean? Like, why do these conversations have to be uncomfortable? We both came out, we both sat down and ate. What is wrong with us
There's
both?
nothing, I guess, I mean, and I think that, again, mentality comes into play. Some women or men feel like I feel, if you ask me, then you're in a position to pay, or you're ready, you should be ready to pay.
Yeah, but
Or
then
some
now it's
people-
kind of like, I can't ask somebody. No, I only want to ask you to go to lunch because I'm like, you want to go to lunch, but you got to pay for yourself. How that sound?
What are you doing to me?
You want to go to lunch, but I ain't paying, right?
You will be like, you want to go? I'm like, girl, I'm so busy. I'll pay. Look, okay. I'm joking.
Bring ass.
but you know, like, I know, like, where I'm inviting you out to, like, how much it could possibly cost. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, if I'm ready
that's
to
a very
Foot
big
the
thing.
bill,
Yeah.
like, I'm aware, like, if I say, hey, let's go to dinner here, I know what the prices on the menu are, what the,
Let
what
me
the
ask you
probabilities
this.
are of you.
Let me just say one comment on that though, but for us, men are always the one that asks. It's very rare that women ask men out. So
I
now
feel
men
like
are always
that's.
paying.
I don't feel like that's true. I feel like I have seen women be very. Hey, I want to. A woman has asked me out, and I was just like,
Wow.
right. I was like,
So how does that work for you, for heterosexual? Like, if a woman asks a man out, like, are
I
they...
don't know.
Oh.
'Cause you
You've
said
never
that.
asked a man out?
Mm-mm.
Never.
Not like that.
She
now,
said, have
if
you
it's
seen me?
somebody,
Do I look like
No.
I asked?
no. But so if it's somebody that I don't even think I've ever really, unless I'm just like, hey, we should go hang. No,
No.
I'm really trying to think of a situation because
Maybe
men
it's
are
friends that have
normally
done it. Any of your sisters have asked a man out?
not ask the man out like initially. Now once we're already involved, I'm gonna be like, oh,
That's
let's go see a
different.
movie or do
Right,
something.
right, right.
But that initial, damn, he fine, girl, I'm about to go over there and make a
But I
movie.
think they do that.
I
But
feel
I'm
like that's
saying
a very
that
that's
they're doing it
mentality.
now.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying that they don't. I just haven't, so
Okay.
I don't know how that works.
Okay, like I said, women are like, listen, you want to go out? I'm feeling you. You feeling you want to go out?
But do you
But
think
you
that?
gotta pay. So now who's paying them? Who paying them?
Probably.
I would say the man for me.
But then that's contradicting because either way, she asked, and now
But
you
see,
want.
I think that again, me growing up, that's what men
But she
were.
asked, so now you're
I
asking me
agree.
to pay.
I agree. I agree.
Man, I was gonna sit home, but now you asked me out.
Right.
Now you telling me what I gotta pay for you?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I'm saying just for me, from my perspective,
ask me out,
if
didn't
it was
expect me to
me,
So when I offer you lunch again, just pay. That's
I do.
Just
But
do
Q is
that.
quick on the draw, so for her to be saying that she don't have somebody, she'd be like, friend, no. I'd be like, girl,
Cause
look.
and that's the difference. He's my friend, so it would be the same way if I'm in a relationship. I don't look at it like no even exchange and who like we in the same household, so we take care. You know what I mean? I don't
Right.
look
We
at it
gonna
like
eat
that.
regardless of where it comes out of, or what check or what card it comes out of, or whatever, I guess. I get it. I mean, it makes sense. I guess maybe my mindset is maybe kind of old school. Like, I just feel like men, the men that I grew up around were
I mean,
alpha men.
it's still there. I think most men that have some, like, I don't know, like if they've seen someone else do it, they understand it and they do it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I've ever came across a man like, oh, a woman gonna do all this for me.
But there
They're
are
gonna do-
those guys out there. There's men that
yes.
are out here trying to be sugar mama up and want someone to take care of them,
Oh, absolutely.
which is
That's when you
crazy
get your
to me.
old cougar.
That's good.
But
That's
that's
An older
crazy
one that want to
me.
take care of
And
a young
I really
man.
think, like we said, the times are changing, generations are changing. Women are not sitting at home and not doing anything, so they do have the income and the means
Mm-hmm.
to go out and take the lead on paying or saying I
Yeah,
got this or
They
doing
do,
that. So
and they don't bet an eye.
Right.
and I think we just put so much stock in who's doing what in their role. I do think that there are times that, men
For
should just
perception and how it
Yeah.
looks and everything like that. But hell, if she get reward points on her credit card, because we ate at this restaurant, use your card. We're not going to use my
And
hand.
that's why I use my card. That's why I like to pay.
I get gas points. I fill up your tank because I get gas
Yeah,
points. But use your
your
card.
gas app.
Right. But use your card here at this restaurant because I know you won't get more points.
Yeah.
Like,
And it may be something like that, but again, why is the conversation just so taboo and why are people so uncomfortable?
I think
just
it's the
discussing
initial. I
who's
think it's the
doing what?
onset of the situation, the beginning of the relationship, and all of that. I think that's where it's really awkward. I think once you're in it, it's kind of fair play. You know what I'm saying?
But
It goes
I
back
also
into
think
volley back and
sometimes
forth.
the way you start it is kind of what also keeps going within a relationship. So if you're out with the man and he's constantly paying for you, now y'all together, you like, what you mean I gotta pay? You used to pay before. Now
True.
that you got me, you acting like I gotta pay. So that sometimes you have to be careful with too, because now you're setting this precedence of what the rest of the relationship is going to look like.
Again, conversation. You have to have a conversation to have clear communication about what's going on.
But can the conversation change once you get in a relationship?
Absolutely, it's going to change. You're going to change.
Yeah.
Like you're not the same person that you were when you met D.
No.
But that's
Clearly, because if that was
why,
the case, you wouldn't be with him.
yeah, that's why.
And
you
that's what I
have
love about
that.
you, because that's from what you said. Like
Uh-oh.
in the beginning, you were like not for it. Like in the very beginning, you know what I mean.
I
You
didn't
were
like
like, I'm not even into all of this. Like it is what it is. But again, as you progress, things change. Of course.
He paid for dinner one time. I said, ooh. I gotta
Look.
stay.
And then we went to the
Oh,
Tamia
yeah.
concert, and I was like, oh, this is cute. I like it because Tamia tickets weren't cheap.
Mm. And that's how you want you over.
Did that one
A
dinner.
meal at a concert.
I don't know when the concert
Old
came
school.
into play. And he's still paying.
Not all the
I'm
time.
just
Don't do that.
I'm just
Not all the
joking. I'm just
time.
But again, whatever works. And this is the
Trust me,
thing,
you
though.
love when I pay. I
If
tell
you,
that
get
much.
if you get a man that wants to do that, I'm going to let you because I know you enjoy doing that. You have the means to do it. But it's definitely not going to be because I feel entitled.
Mhm.
It's just because you like, you know what, I know he liked it. Okay, that's his little thing. He want to, okay, I got you.
I was in a relationship. So the guy that I dated, he was from the very beginning. That's what he told me. This is who I am. This is what I do. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, at some point, because I'm not I'm gonna eat. Like I'm not go to a restaurant and order mini bites versus an entree because you paying. I'm going to order what I want to eat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing something wrong. Why am I not? Where are these men that's paying for everything?
They gay.
If you pay more than 3 times, I'm gonna introduce you to my friend.
If you pay.
You done paid 3 times, you keep offering me shit. Oh, I got somebody for you. It ain't me. It ain't me. Thank you for that. Thank you. Because I'm like, damn,
we gonna
what am
eat,
I doing wrong?
And we love a good experience.
Okay, it's about the experience. That's what makes
But I
Food
have
experience.
dated some guys that really enjoy, they're just like, I got it, I'll take care of it. I don't know why, but I feel uncomfortable taking so much.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like when somebody's doing so much for you.
And
I don't
maybe-
know. I'm not fully.
Because you've been independent so long?
Or is it that there's an expectation from them because of what they've done? There's an expectation.
It may
of
be. Maybe you think that there's
I
going to be
thought of that
expectation at some point,
Mhm.
but subconsciously. But I don't know. I'm never fully comfortable with somebody that's like, oh, I got everything. I'm going to pay for everything. I'm saying.
I don't necessarily like it either. I think that again, I feel like there was another situation where I dated someone and he was just like, I'm gonna do, but then threw it in my face one time and I was like, it was a wrap.
Yes, yeah.
Well, I did, sir. I didn't ask.
All
for
that
all
I
of
do
that.
for you. Wait a minute.
I was
I
like,
do for me too.
right. I was good
Just don't let me.
before, right? I was good before, and I'm gonna be good after. Like
Yeah.
once he did that, I was just, and we weren't in a relationship. We were just dating, and he was
Mm.
like, what it was is he worked at a location that he got a lot of fragrances because that's what they did, and he would give it, and I was just like, I don't even wear it. Like
So he
at
worked
that
at
time,
Macy's.
huh?
So he worked at Macy's.
No, he didn't work no motherfucking
A little
Macy's.
perfume shot at the, what's that Bontaine Garland?
You know what?
It's the fragrances for me, friend. I don't know.
I assumed he worked at Macy's.
No, he did not work at Macy's.
Dillard's.
Sephora.
Dillard's.
Sephora.
Either way, he walking around with a sample.
And coffee beans.
the
He done tried to close and sit in like
The
at least 3 or 5 times.
Child. But no, but once he threw that, I was like,
Not the coffee J.
I'm good. Like, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not.
my ice is going around.
No, but I feel like when somebody does that, I feel like that is like, again, that tells to me that tells your true.
Did you get free samples?
No, I got free
Don't ask
bottles,
no questions when I take
like
a sip.
full bottles. Yeah, it wasn't samples, bitch. Don't do that.
Come on, bottles.
I had bottles.
See how bougie he is? I got bottles, bitch. You get free. No, bitch, I got the bottle.
I got the whole
bottles.
bottle. Yeah, but again, it wasn't even my thing. Like, it would have been better if it was Macy's because I shop at Macy's and I don't shop at Sephora.
It is kind of bad.
Yeah, but once, like I said, once he did that, it was just like, okay, this, to me, you've done all of this in an attempt to set me up for something, for an expectation that I wasn't willing to do. So that was the end of that.
But being that because you said don't have an expectation without a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
being that he told you that's who he is, what was your rebuttal?
There was no rebuttal. I was just like, no. Let's not confuse the two. So the one that told me that from the beginning.
Hear that?
No, right, because that was judgmental. The one that I
Don't confuse the
dated,
two.
I was in a relationship with, he told me from the very beginning he was basically he was an alpha male, that he kind of just handles things and takes care of things. And I was like, okay, and I said, that's not going to be all the time. I understand and I respect where you're coming from, but I'm not the type of person that can just go out to eat 20,000 times and not ever pull my card out. There's going to be an instance where I'm going to do it. I'll respect your space. And then I felt like in the relationship, it was kind of a give and take situation where there were moments that I showed up and it wasn't necessarily in that capacity. Like, for instance, we would go out to eat and he may pay for that, but we did a weekend getaway. I paid for the hotel and made sure that everything was good that way. Because again, he was he was adamant about paying these meals for whatever reason. Now, the cologne guy, that was just what he was doing. And I was like, I don't know all this shit. Like, this is just literally collecting. Like, I have different scents and it's cool,
Was you
but
selling it for
mm-mm.
re-gifting it?
No.
No, because I ain't never get none. Rude.
This
No,
was
but that's the
before
thing. You
you.
could have re-gifted that.
This was a while ago.
That just must have been once before first open.
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Little R&R Podcast. I'm Reese. That is Ramon. This is Q.
Who's trying to shut us down?
I don't know.
I
who's gonna
don't
be
know.
here when we come
So,
back. But
This segment of the Little R&R is closing.
oh, so it looks like it's going to be a little
Now,
Q&R.
we're going to transition to a little Q&R. So,
No, I think this was a good. This is typically your line.
This was good.
Okay. So, yeah, I agree. It was a good conversation. I definitely feel like it'll definitely be a part 2 because I feel like there was so many other things that could have been discussed, but we got stuck. And not a bad thing, but we got stuck on a couple, like the dynamic of men and women dating.
Wait, understand the foundation first.
Yeah.
right, like,
Yeah.
right. I think there's going to be some comments that we're probably going to have to defend.
Address,
like,
yeah.
Or address. So.
Yeah. And I mean, wait for it. I think that I would say that most of our comments are pretty positive. We haven't had anybody that was really
You called them a homeless kid.
First of all, that was not
Homeless.
in person. That was not directed towards a
So
person. So we're not going to do that.
Come on.
He said, I called that man. What man was I?
They're talking about this is a
You call all the men's homeless.
I said what I said when I said what I said.
You said the men's is homeless.
That was a word.
That's the thing.
And somebody gonna feel it.
A hit dog will holler. So it is.
Somebody
what it
is
is.
putting somebody out after this episode.
You know what?
You guys stay here for
I ain't
free.
saying that about your broke ass. And Q said it.
You
You're homeless.
you homeless in the house. You guys to go.
She said you was an argument away, and this is the argument.
Good night.
It's gonna be the rate's going up tonight.
Oh my god.
I gotta look up the stats, but they going up.
Homeless. Okay.
Sis, if you want to say how it is, what it is, you know.
Homeless now.
Between homeless men and coffee beans, I am done.
HIH. Homeless in house, bitch. I am done. All right, for real. We want to thank you guys
so much
for
fun.
listening. Yes, we'll definitely do this
Oh,
again.
good
We'll have to definitely do
All the
this again.
time.
But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back in another 2 weeks with another dope ass episode. We don't know if somebody will be here or not.
Ooh. Good night.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's your boy Vermont.
And I'm Reese. Check us out at A Little R&R Podcast.
You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and all your podcast streaming services.